Welcome back, everybody. We're here today with episode 3012 of the Cabral Concept. If you'd like to follow along with the community's questions, head on over to stephencabral.com/3012 for all of the questions. All of the takeaways, of course, will be right there. All of the pertinent links as well. Yes, I'm still out on the road. If you're watching this on video, you see me here in my hotel room. As I said yesterday, the show never stops. Every single day, 3,012 days in a row, trying to answer your questions, the community's questions, of course, on the weekends, and then bring you a brand new topic Monday through Friday. Shows are just about 15 minutes long so that you're able to hopefully consume them on a daily basis, continue to increase your knowledge in all things functional medicine, integrative health. All right. With that said, let's dive into the questions. Give you my little medical disclaimer. Can't provide any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, or medical diagnosis. But what we're going to do is do something even better. We're going to look for underlying root causes as to why a dis-ease would be there in the first place. We're going to correct the underlying root cause imbalances, return the body to a state of homeostasis where a dis-ease cannot live. All right, let's get started. First question is from, Anonymous. Anonymous says, I found organic olives. After years of not eating them because of shady ingredients, I was wondering if these are okay. They're organic green olives and organic Kalamata olives in water, non-iodized, sea salt, organic wine vinegar, organic extra virgin olive oil, organic oregano, organic basil. We tend to eat a lot of them in the evening with dinner or after dinner. Is that a bad time to eat a lot of olives? How many would you recommend, considering we do put olive oil or pumpkin seed oil on our plate as well? Is dinner not the right meal to eat olives, considering there's fat in food combining with olives in one of your handouts in the protein section, so they shouldn't be combined with fats and carbs. In the other handout, there are fat section. Please explain the olive oil mystery. Thank you. Yeah, happy to help with this. Honestly, food combining is most important for those people with digestive issues. For others, I like to look at something called food layering, which means well, go back to my podcast. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You can just ask at cabralsupportgroup.com if you can't find them at stephencabral.com/podcast. So you can just ask. But I have podcasts on food combining. You can just literally just type in food combining, and you'll see that basically fruit gets digested in about 30 minutes, starches in about 60 minutes, meats and veggies in about 2 to 3 hours, depending on the meat and veggie. Red meat, like 3+ hours, fish, an hour and a half, 2 hours, eggs like an hour and a half or so. And then after that, raw veggies take probably a good amount of, they take a lot of time as well to break down. Doesn't mean one's better than the other. It's just that's kind of how we would layer them to move through so there isn't as much fermentation and gas and digestive issues with certain people. Okay, olives are fantastic. So if you're able to find good, clean olives, then fantastic. But just keep in mind, read the ingredients on the back. Every tablespoon of olive oil is about 130 calories. That goes for all fats. Olive oil is amazing. But think about this. You put 3 tablespoons or so on your dinner, let's say that. You're up to now 390, let's call it 400 calories from fat just from that olive oil. That doesn't count the fat from your food, right, from your meal itself, and then you're eating olives on top of that. Let's just say you get another 400 calories because you're eating a good amount of olives. You're up to 800 calories just from olives at your meal. And olive oil, right? So like it can be overdone. There's no doubt about it. Like it can be way overdone, even though it's a very healthy food. So what you may want to do is instead of olive oil at lunch, you might eat olives instead, or you do a little less olive oil on your meal and you do some more olives because you very much enjoy olives. So yeah, olives are fantastic foods and if you enjoy them, Just watch because the calories do add up. Maybe you're someone that burns a lot of calories, all that's great, but I still think that's a really high level of fat, even if it is a great monounsaturated fat. So for most people in my private wellness client practice, it's 2 to 3 tablespoons of fat per meal. And that seems to work out really well in terms of the macros that we're looking at. All right. Adriana's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I did my best research I could regarding my question, hoping you can expand on the topic. In episode 2487, you touch on the subject of drinking mushroom coffee while pregnant. You don't recommend it because mushrooms are immune modulators. Why do immune modulators negatively impact pregnancy? Also, is it safe to drink mushroom coffee while trying to get pregnant? My mushroom coffee contains lion's mane, chaga, and reishi. Thank you. Okay. Well, first of all, if I were to pick 3 great mushrooms, lion's mane for the brain, chaga for endurance, and reishi for the immune system are phenomenal, right? So like, I'm a big fan of those. Like I have no issues with those whatsoever. How would immune modulators affect pregnancy? Well, your body actually balances its immune cells very well during pregnancy so that your own body does not attack the unborn fetus, which is technically not you, but growing in your body, right? So the immune system actually changes a bit during pregnancy on purpose to ensure the safety of your unborn child. So I think that's really important to look at that. So I err on the side of caution. So I just simply say, there's no need to take mushrooms typically during pregnancy. Again, if you're working with a practitioner and they recommend it, okay, well, that's a personalized recommendation. But for me, there's no need to be taking mushrooms during pregnancy. There's not a need for most people to take mushrooms in general, unless they want to just kind of get to the next level with whatever they're doing. And they like lion's mane for cognitive, and they like chaga for endurance, and they like reishi for, maybe Th2 immune dominance. So again, I have no problem with them. It's just you pick and choose the supplements that you like, and mushrooms are a supplement. Okay, so what else can I say? Can you drink mushroom coffee while trying to get pregnant? I would have no issue with that whatsoever. Yeah, absolutely. So again, I'm always giving you recommendations that I would give to my own wife. So I'm very honest and very upfront about everything that I do and I recommend. Other people may have a different opinion. That's okay. I like to look at a conservative approach for the 40 weeks that a woman may be pregnant. And that's what I do, right? So 9 months to 10 months out of a year, we're doing specific things that are all weighted around the health of the baby. All right. And I just don't take any chances. Diane's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I've been listening to your podcast since 2018. It's definitely been a positive influence on my life. Happy to hear that, Diane. The alternative would not be good, right? All right. I have a question about TSH. I'm a 66-year-old female. Both tests I were taking while fasting. I did a finger stick at 4:30 a.m. and then I did a blood draw at 8:30 a.m. 4 hours later. Both were done in about a 3-week span. The finger stick said my TSH was 5. The blood draw said my TSH was 2.42. I did not get my T4 or T3 levels. Can you explain why the huge difference? Would the blood draw be more accurate? Thanks, Diane. Okay, yeah, happy to help. No, they were both completely accurate. Like, that's the thing. Both completely accurate. But you did one, let's say day 1, and you did one 21 days later, right? A 3-week span later. Okay, so your TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone. It's literally just a signal to produce hormone in the body. So your hypothalamus and your pituitary in the brain get signals. So hypothalamus to pituitary gland, pituitary sends a signal to the thyroid. Thyroid says, or it says, hey, produce more TSH so that we can produce more T4 and T3, right? So at that moment, there's also a huge difference in terms of time. So whatever test you did at 4:30 in the morning, your TSH levels will likely be higher because thyroid is the most active typically between like 3 and 5 in the morning. Like your body is actually signaling to begin to ramp up thyroid to then start the waking process around 6 to 8, 5 to 8 or so for cortisol in the morning. So everything in the body is connected and works essentially with every system in the body. So I would expect what yours was, you had a higher TSH in the morning, you're stimulating more thyroid, and it was a little lower within normal range at 8:30 a.m., which it should be. You typically want your blood draw between 8 and 10 in the morning. That's typically when we recommend it for thyroid, cholesterol, and all other numbers. You can do it earlier. There's no problem with that. Even if you have a 5 for a TSH and it was at 4:30 in the morning, we'd want to say, okay, well, what's your T4 and T3? That's why we recommend people run what's called the stress immunometabolism test. So it gives you a much larger picture. You're just missing the much larger picture, Diane. And sometimes people take action on when nothing's wrong at all. Let's say your T4 and T3 levels were fine. If your T4 and T3 levels are fine, you're good to go. You really are. There might be a stress indicator for when it was a 5, maybe cortisol was elevated. There could be other markers, but you don't really know that without running that stress immunometabolism test. So if anybody wants to run that test, I can't recommend it enough. They're all at stephencabral.com/shop. Head on over. It'll take you over to EqualLife. That's our virtual functional medicine practice. Or you can run it with an Integrative Practitioner level 2. If you have an IHP level 2, definitely recommend working with them. They're super knowledgeable in this area. All right, Diane, hopefully that was helpful. Justin's up next. I've struggled with Candida since I was 25. I'm now 41. I've been checked by a doctor and she put me on diflucan. It killed them, like you said in your podcast, but they've come back. My sugar craving are mainly high at night. I get sleep apnea at 36. I know I have type 2 diabetes from, I believe, diet and stress. I've lowered my hemoglobin A1C from 10.5 to 6.5 by eating cleaner. I've dropped my blood sugars to 140s, but I'm trying to completely reverse it, and I'm so confused on what path to go with the Candida and type 2 eating clean and detoxing. I work out every day. I've lost weight, but it's very slow. When I took metformin, I dropped weight fast, but got off of it, and I have had neuropathy from it. I really want coaching and some help to master this healing. I appreciate any information you can give. Okay, so Justin, highest recommendation is to work with an IHP level 2, or you work with our Equilife team. Because the problem is that a lot of people run at-home lab tests. They run them from other companies that don't come with a full plan. They don't come with a consultation, a call, all of these things. People try to interpret the results on their own. They haven't been studying this. They don't have the certification. They don't do all the things, and they're not getting the results they want. Now, Justin, I do have to say, you're doing phenomenal. You dropped your hemoglobin A1C from 10.5 to 6.5. I mean, that's amazing. So great work. Like, you should be proud of that. You really should. So I know that you're going to be able to do the rest of the work to get that below a 5.7. I can't give you medical advice. That's the thing. But I'm just saying, like, if I was in your position, what I would do is I would personally, I don't know what your weight is. I would personally probably do a 21-day functional medicine detox. Then I would move on to our Fatlocity system, which is now called our Metavolve system. I'll talk about that in the future. It's just same exact ingredients, just different name. I'll talk about why we changed the name, but I felt it was appropriate to change the name. I no longer felt, I've been using the name Fatlocity since 2007 or 2000, maybe earlier, maybe 2005. But hey, it's 2024. It's 20 years later. I felt that there was a time and place. It said what it was supposed to do, fat loss, all of those things, but it's not a hypey product. It's a complete system as to how to improve all of the metabolic systems in the body. Cortisol, sleep, estrogen dominance, thyroid, blood sugar levels, all of those things. That's what it helps with. So I didn't really want a lot of hype around it. It's a scientifically based formula backed by research. And so anyway, that's what I would do. I would use the daily glucose support, not a lot because you're already getting that in the Metavolve. So I'd probably just do 1 per meal. I would exercise, but I would lean more towards cardio every day. I have tons of podcasts on this. Literally, I have a whole weight loss podcast. I'd love you to check it out at stephencabral.com/podcast. Scroll through the top. It's all there. It's literally all free. Metavolve comes with a free course. That's a $99 value there. Yeah, there's so much. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We work with this every day, and I know that you can overcome this. But if you can, work with a coach, right? Go to stephencabral.com. health-coaching. So stephencabral.com/health-coaching or integrativehealthpractitioner.org. Work with a level 2. No doubt about it. All right. Let's go to the next question here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We've got one more question. Selena says, can genital herpes be completely cured? The question is yes, but people look at it different ways. I had Epstein-Barr virus. Can Epstein-Barr virus be completely cured? Yes. I no longer have it, right? Can rheumatoid arthritis be completely cured? Yes, I no longer have it, right? But the thing is, you can say it's still part of your genetics or it's in remission, however you want to look at it. But I haven't had rheumatoid arthritis for not 20 years, not yet, almost 20 years though, right? So since I got well. So yes, it can be completely cured. You need to, how do we do it? You run the Big 5. You work on all the underlying root causes of why your immune system is imbalanced. Then we also combine that with stephencabral.com/the-protocol. Oh, actually, no, there's a better one. There's a podcast that's called How to Destroy Viruses and either herpes or shingles. And it's the same protocol that we use. So first run the Big 5 labs, stephencabral.com/Big 5 or stephencabral.com/labs. It kind of all take you to the same place. Find the Big 5 at Equilife, run that, get a personalized plan for you. You're going to work on whatever you need to. Then when those protocols are done, you're going to use the immune system that we recommend, the immune system boosters specifically for herpes, which include initially grapefruit seed extract, L-lysine, a bunch of others, right? And those are incredible. So there we go. Those are our questions for the day. Appreciate everybody tuning into the show. And by the way, Selena and anyone else, feel like you didn't get enough or you need a little bit more, you can't find a podcast, write in each day at cabralsupportgroup.com. We're there for you. We want to help. Free support. Check it out at cabralsupportgroup.com. Thank you, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new Cabral concept on our Mindset and Motivation Monday. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.